Hello everyone, Agent Gold here. I couldn't help making this video. This is going to be the finale for my mini Let's Play of Final Fantasy VI. And Sabin's story ended at the end of the last video, but the very next thing that happens in the game is an excellent climax for it, because it's actually the finale for the first part of the game. So, everyone has made it back to Narshe, and they don't have that much time to talk or to strategize because turns out the Empire is coming right for them. They're going to try to make another grab at the Esper, and who better to lead them than this evil man named Kefka. So the people of Narshe have moved the Esper up out of the mines and up to the cliffs. So that's where we're going to go to defend them. Get ready for a climactic showdown. So they give us this moment right here where we're able to switch between party members as we please. The point of this is to get everybody equipped for the fight that's ahead. I already went ahead and did that before I started recording this, so let's go on to the next part. I'll show you this explanation once, there's no harm in it. So we'll be using 3 different groups and we can switch off between them. Banon is standing at the back, we can't let them reach him. So, I'll explain a little bit more about each decision as we go along. Edgar is strong enough that he can be all by himself. Just trust me on this, you'll see. Terra's got pretty strong magic. Her magic is stronger than Celeste. She can hit all enemies, so we can put her in a small group. We can't trust Gaia to be all by himself, so we'll put him with Terra. She could use a little extra firepower anyway. So Kefka's got magic, so Celeste can absorb magic, so it makes sense to bring her. A lot of bosses have pretty good items on them, so it helps to have somebody who can steal them. That's what Locke's here for. And Sabin and Cyan, they're both good fighters, but they're only good at fighting one enemy at a time. So let's put them in a bigger group so they've got a little bit of a buffer going on. And with that, we're ready to go. Here they come. He's got himself a huge army going on here. So let's spread out to a couple of choke points before they get too close. Green soldiers will be coming first, and they're not as strong. And then the brown soldiers will be behind them. They're a bit tougher. Just gotta get Edgar off where he needs to be. And if somebody touches someone while we're not controlling them, the battle will go over to them. So it looks like Edgar is first. Now I've pretty much prepared him to be a machine all on his own, which fits because he's using machines. So let's check out this noise blaster first. It's going to confuse everybody, so they'll be hitting each other for a minute. They can't even touch him. His claim to fame is his auto crossbow. This thing is a machine gun before there were machine guns. So, if World War I taught us anything, it's that one person with a machine gun can hold off an army. And then he's got the Bioblaster, which is a poison cannon. And lucky for him, these enemies are weak against poison, so he can actually one-shot whole groups that way. Yeah, he's going to get a lot more experience by himself than he would with a group. So the other thing that I gave Edgar was an item to give him haste all of the time, so he'll move faster. Oh great, this is just great. Okay, we'll just have to have Terra blast one side. Guy who knows what to do with the Lesser Lapros. And we'll just hope things work out. This group is actually going to have things kind of tough, but they should have enough muscle between them. And that's part of why Gau is here. Even if Terra needs to go on the defensive, like I'm going to have her do right now, he's going to keep on attacking. And that's also why we couldn't trust him all on his own, because he wouldn't be able to do that. I'm just getting thrashed out here. Ah, here's a good turn of luck. Alright, one all by himself shouldn't be that hard to handle. Terra already has powerful magic, and I gave her some items to pump up her magic even more. The other item I gave Edgar was the Tintinnabulum, so when he's walking around on the map, he'll be healing. And he's already a pretty good tank to begin with, so he's just about invincible right now. So that's why I was confident about putting him in a group all by himself. Oh man, really? Back attack? Well, I don't mind so much that Gau's in the back, but let's put Terra in the back, because I don't like her taking all that damage. Maybe I should have had her heal first, but let's just hope for the best. Those soldiers are slow, aren't they? If Gau is able to attack twice before they attacked once, they're pretty slow. Why are they picking on Terra? Don't they know it's not nice to hit girls? Then again, they are evil. This just tells you how evil they are. How did they attack from behind when... Oh, Drain is going to be helpful, because that'll let her attack and heal herself at the same time. Alright. I pulled Cyan up to the front, because right now, he's got an item... well, he's got the black belt that he had before, but he also has an item that lets him equip 2 weapons. So he can do powerful counterattacks, just like that. I don't mind him taking a little bit more damage if it means getting more off like that. Celeste has got magic, and she could do some damage out here, but Sabin and Cyan are strong enough, so we're just going to have her play White Mage for the group. At least until we get a little further down. Looks like we might have a chance to move up here, but just have to be careful because we don't want them getting through. Alright, if one of these attacks doesn't do it, the other one should. Yeah, give them a 1-2 and get rid of them. That's one reason that this team works so well, is that they can do that. But Gau's wild, so you never know. I think I'm willing to have this group move forward at least. Can bring in Edgar behind. I think Cyan took a little damage there, so let's go ahead and heal him. Kind of surprising that the group that has the most people takes the longest time to finish a fight. But that's just the nature of the beast. If you wanted to think about this sequence very strategically, you might say that it's nothing more than an over-glorified chess match. But, really? What did it just do? I have no idea what that was. But anyway, I was saying that if you have sort of a dramatic air, if you like things to be more dramatic than strategic, this song just puts you right back on track for it. Okay, hopefully I don't have to worry about whatever the heck it just did. Have her try one, see if she can one-shot it. Nope. Well, that's why she's playing White Mage. Since I'm just having Locke steal rather than having him attack, I actually gave him a weapon that is a little bit weaker than the strongest weapon he could have, but it increases his evasiveness and his speed, so it's a little more useful for the task we've assigned to him. Okay, when he's stolen from everything that's left, he might as well attack even if it's not going to do a lot of damage. But these two are probably going to take this thing out first. Was that a... Did that dog have armor? I think it had armor. I'm going to be watching this time. Okay, it's a barrier. See, I didn't even see the name before. I'm just looking at the battle commands that I have and thinking about all three groups at once, and it's chaos down here. It's chaos. Terra and Celeste do have plenty of magic points to last them through this sequence, so I'm not too worried about spamming their spells right now. By the time we reach the end, Celeste isn't actually going to need magic points for anything. We'll see when we get there. Okay, Terra and Yao are going to be in for a little bit of rough water, but they should be able to handle this. Important to keep him up because it's easier to keep him up than it is to pick him up. If that makes sense. It's a little bit problematic because that's not going to one-shot these guys. It's not so easy as we had it in Sabin's story. But if we can just hold our own, then we'll be fine. Oh, please, Terra, hold your own. This would be a perfect time to use Drain. Let's drain the heavy armor because I think it's tougher. Perfect. She can't heal beyond her maximum, so that kind of limits Drain's power, but it's extremely handy in a pinch. Let's see if we can bring Edgar up a little bit. Or this group could be fighting. It'd be really nice to have Edgar, since we know he's not going to be fighting the boss, and we know that he can handle himself really well, and he'd make quicker work of these fights. Why isn't Edgar here? Come on! I should have chosen Edgar to go forward first instead of these guys. Oh, that's nice. Right now I'm not that worried about experience, so... With all this fighting going on, it's tricky just to switch over to Edgar. Just because we don't get a lot of time to react in between. These guys are strong. I cannot deny you this. Okay, well 2 is better than 4. So that gives us a chance to heal him. Assuming he didn't, like, fireball them all out or anything. He didn't. You can't really see it here, but magic, except in Gau's case, magic is slower to activate than other attacks. So, even if I told Terra to use a spell first and then Gau was given an action after she was, Gau would still go first. And the reason that he's an exception to this is because he's using his Rage command, and even magic is treated a bit like a normal attack for him. I don't think she needs to use a spell right at the moment. Wait and see if someone gets hurt. That's not enough for me to worry about. I'm pretty sure there are still quite a few more of them, so we'll try to get Edgar out here and have him go first. It looks like those guys will be getting one more fight. I would rather use Cure than Drain right now because Cure costs quite a bit less. And I know that I said that she's got plenty of magic points, but that's if you're smart about how you use them. If I were to do Drain spamming out here, she'd be out in a minute. I was wondering if I should have her use her weapon, but fire is pretty easy to use, so we might as well just have her scorch this guy. Who am I controlling right now? I don't even know. I'm tempted to have her use an attack spell, but again, these guys one-shot them, she can't, so there's not much point. Oops. I lost track of who I was stealing from. If I felt like it was really necessary to see the max hit points that people have, I could actually set it up so that instead of those action meters at the bottom, we would see exactly that. But really, it's a lot handier to see whose turn it is than it is to see how many hit points they're missing at the moment. You see that? You see that? I told her to use fire first, and he just rushes right in with Fireball, which is a spell, but for some reason he goes first. That's just silly, I think. Are there any of them left? I don't even know. Yeah, there are some left. So we can still give Edgar a good chance here. In fact, I think we're only looking at 2 choke points right now. Yeah. So we'll give Terra and Gau a break since they've been working so hard. I think that the fierce enemies tend to have better items, so we'll try stealing from the dog. Oh, cool. So even with my explanation of why I chose the groups the way that I did, and you can kind of see that it works out really well, there's no single correct way to split into 3 groups. I mean, you could have like 2 groups of 2 and 1 group of 3. I just like to have 4 in the big group because that feels like it makes things go a little faster. This thing's pretty tough. Let's turn it on itself. Play defensively. And the auto crossbow is still going to be more powerful than his regular fight command right now, so we'll have him use that. We'll just wait for these last ones to come against us before we go forward any further. Oh, this is the trickiest position for him. Yeah, we want to deal with him. right now. This is part of why it's good for him to have haste, because he can actually attack both sides at once, it looks like. So that's pretty fortunate for him. Kinda hope he gets his next turn before the dog attacks again. No? Okay, he's definitely going to need to heal now. Especially if he's got more coming against him. Oh no, 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 don't tell me! Oh my gosh, that's the first time that's happened. Okay, so this is not the end of things. Edgar gets kicked back to the start. That means that these two groups are just going to have to pick things up for him. I was sure we were going to give Terra a break there, but I guess we have to give Edgar a break instead. I've used this strategy before and it's worked, so I'm a little surprised that Edgar got taken down like that. But he was surrounded, and you do take more damage when you're surrounded. So it's not like it was a flawed strategy, it was just dumb luck. Okay, so it looks like we just have to have Cyan's group go after that one last soldier so they can't get to Bannon. How do they do this? They surround us when they're attacking us head-on. I don't understand this. In retrospect, I probably should have had her use Drain instead of Cure, but oh well. You could still use Edgar. I think he's got 1 hit point right now, but 1 hit point's not very much, obviously. 2 is more than 1, what am I talking about? Oops. I guess I'm glad she got cut off. I think that's the last of them. At least the ones who are coming forward. There's this guy here. We could avoid him, but let's go ahead and fight him. Just heal him first. This is our finale. We're not here to skip battles. Ah, sweet. That was a good item, and we got it right away. So, I'm not going to move Locke to the front row because he'll take too much damage, but I will go ahead and have him lend a hand to attack. Yeah, his attacks aren't very strong, you see. Alright, so there's the mini-boss down. I swear in the Super Nintendo version I've seen these guys respawn, but here they don't seem to, so that just leaves one. Hello, my name is Cyan Garamond. Thou killed my family. Prepare to die. So let's get Celeste to get a turn as quick as we can. I'll have her use Runic this time. None of these guys have spells, so she's not going to interfere with them. What happens if Kefka uses a spell? Then she's going to absorb it. I guess I can have him attack again. And I won't have her do anything else until she absorbs a spell, because Runic will last however long it needs to. Oh, that's a bad spell. I'm glad she absorbed that. She's not actually recovering hit points. When she absorbs spells, she recovers magic points for them. So, she's got skills. Is he just going to use magic? Normally he does regular attacks in addition to this. And if he attacked Cyan right now, boy, he'd regret it. Okay. Locke is still trying to protect Celeste. It's something that he's established himself as doing, so as soon as she gets hit, he hits right back. And there we have it. We've managed to protect the Esper. So that was kind of the end of the first part of the game, and ironically, in the Super Nintendo version, the instruction booklet actually walked you through the game up until the beginning of this event. So, but really, we've just barely scratched the surface. There's still a lot to go. We get to see a lot about the characters' histories. We'll be able to teach different people magic soon. And after this, we get some new items, and we get all kinds of options open to us, so there's just a lot left in this game to see. But for now, a victory's a victory, and we've chased them away. So, thanks a lot for watching. This was a lot of fun for me to put together. I'm glad you were willing to watch all the way through to this point. And I'll catch you next time, whenever next time happens to be.